book does make me curious. How far would you go to conform to a certain beauty standard? Because some of the surgeries mentioned in this book was like, nope, I'd rather look like a troll, thank you. Welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm Kat, and today I would like to talk about If I Hit Your Face by Frances Cha. A book of the series. Maybe I should have read the back cover. Not because the book is bad or anything, just because I generally don't like going into books knowing nothing. Just like, okay, it was on some list, it's like, oh, this is one of the books you should keep an eye on. And it's like, okay, place in Korea, adult fiction, I'm in, I'll read it. And at the very least, I would have known to expect 4 POVs if I had read the back cover. I didn't, so I was just like, I don't know what's happening here, I don't know what anything is about, but let's go with it anyway. Trigger warning: if mentions of suicide are an issue for you, then this is neither the review nor the book for you. Also, if the idea of invasive surgeries just for beauty standards makes you squeamish, then this might not be for you either. I'm usually okay with medical stuff, like thrillers and whatnot, but some of the stuff that these girls go through is just gruesome. Yeah. And the worst part is they just do it to themselves. The story centers around 5 people, but only 4 of them get POV chapters. Soo-jin plays an important role in all of their lives, but you don't get to see the story from her perspective. You get to read about Kyuri, Ara, Runa, and Miho, 4 very different people who live in the same building, an office tel, which is a converted office building. Kyuri works as a saloon girl, aka hostess / prostitute. It's technically not part of the job, but she sleeps with clients anyway, and it is all about money. She's essentially paid to be pretty and drink with clients, and to meet the requirements of this job, she regularly undergoes surgery, like fill something up here, tuck something there. It was terrifying, and not only because it got her in so much debt that she was forced to work as a saloon girl in the first place. Ara is mute since a fight in school times and works as a hairstylist. She's obsessed with some male idol and just hopes to meet him one day. She lives in the fantasies like, oh yeah, once I meet him, maybe he will fall for me as well. And yeah, I'm not going to put any spoilers in here. Miho works as an artist and is navigating complicated relationships both with her boyfriend and even more so with his family, who do not accept her because she doesn't come from money. For Runa, you get quite a few flashbacks into her horrible childhood, and she is trying to become a mother and do better than her abusive grandmother. While she worries about having miscarriage number 4, I think it was 4, she contemplates both her past and the shambles that her marriage is in. For those flashbacks, it has to be said, they never feel like info dumps, but it's just like thought processes of the characters whenever they contemplate their current life and they think back on how rubbish some of the past has been for them. So yeah, they never feel disjointed or anything. If you've never read anything about like the K-pop industry or anything like, then this book will give you a decent insight into how grueling the standards are. Like, Soo-jin, the 5th of the group, undergoes surgery at some point because apparently her chin is not pretty enough and she goes to have bone shaved up and have it reshaped and whatnot. Then towards the end, after she had her surgery, it becomes clear that even after 2 months of like a swollen face, she's still not quite recovered. And she also has no feeling left in her chin, so she constantly has a mirror on her to see whether she dribbled food all over herself because she can't tell anymore. And that alone does not sound like something I'd be ever willing to do. I quite like to know when I dribble food all over myself without looking in the mirror. Seems good. Also, the way the surgery is described. When she wakes up, she is in tears because she's in so much pain. And Kyuri, who thinks back on her own shin surgery, apparently that's a very common thing. When she thinks back on it, she was just glad that she wasn't able to actually open a window in the hospital because she seriously considered jumping because of the pain. And yet, those are voluntary surgeries. The book was really hard to put down because all of the characters are really interesting to follow. And some of them surprise you with some of their actions. Like, I mean, I knew Ara was annoyed, but I didn't see that coming anyway. Anywho, once you get more flashbacks into her past, you see a bit more of why things are as they are, but they have some surprises in store. And the whole thing was interesting to read despite the fact that for some characters I didn't even know whether they had any particular goal beyond just surviving, which is kind of a theme of the book as well. Like, all of their parents are like, what about the future? When will you buy an apartment? You know, when will you get married and stuff like that? And the girls are just like, just trying to survive here. I'm kind of busy with that. I think the story is quite open-ended. And it doesn't feel unintentional or anything, but I still have a few questions left that the book doesn't answer, but I don't think it ever intended to answer those questions. So overall, it's this cat for me. And if you'd like to read something contemporary set in South Korea, then this might be for you. Unless, suicide trigger warning, because one of the characters has a friend who commits suicide, and even as a memory rather than a present event or present occurrence, it's tough to read. So let me know in the comments how much you are willing to shave off of your face to adhere to certain standards. I think for me it's 0%, thank you. Like and subscribe if you want to help this channel out, and thank you guys for watching. I'll be back next week with another video. Bye guys!